Hey guys, TheJordude here, and welcome to an episode of Learn to Fingerboard. Welcome to an episode of Learn to Fingerboard. In today's episode, we're going to teach you the very basic and fundamental trick, the Ollie. Alright, so what an Ollie is pretty much the motion where you pop the board up and the board goes up with your fingers. So you just basically do a jump with your board underneath your fingers, and that's pretty much the Ollie. The Ollie is one of the most fundamental tricks you should learn on a fingerboard. It's probably one of the first tricks you're going to learn too, just because you need to know how to Ollie before you could do tricks like a kickflip, or if you want to go over something, onto something, do some grinds. You definitely need to know how to Ollie before you could start moving on to other tricks when on your fingerboard. Alright, so let's talk about finger positioning. It doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed, it's pretty much the same thing. What you're going to want to do is have your middle finger on the tail of your board, usually right in the middle there, nice and solid right there. And you want to have your index finger on the middle, centered in your board. I usually like to have it positioned either in the middle of your board, and in between the middle of your board and your front truck. So say the bolts of your front truck is here, the middle of the board's here. I usually like to have my finger around this area right here. So overall it would look something like this. Now the motion of this trick is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be rolling on your fingerboard, going forward because you're doing a regular stance Ollie. And what you're going to do is pop the tail. And when you pop the tail, the board's going to pop up like this. And when the board pops up like this, you're going to want to move your hand upwards and go up like your board. That way your fingers will grip onto the grip tape and the board will follow your hand. And when you're bringing the board up, you're going to want to start to even out your hand like this so that the board evens out. And that'll give you a good style when you're doing your Ollie. And you can even angle it down slightly to get it more boned and it'll look better. So you're going to pop it, slide your hand up, start to even it out. Once you find that you even out your board, that will be the peak of your Ollie, and gravity is going to want to pull your board down to the table or to the surface. So when the board's starting to go down, you don't want your board to just drop and your hand up still in the air. You're going to want to follow your board and kind of give it a little push down too. That way you'll have more control on your landing. And when you just keep pushing down on your board slightly and have your fingers maintained on the board, and you'll just land onto your surface, and pretty much that will be an Ollie. Alright, so some pretty good tips on how to do this trick. When you first start trying it and you're new to fingerboarding, you're probably going to do something like this, where the board just pushes, or it doesn't go up. To help get the motion of the Ollie, because the Ollie is one of the hardest tricks to learn when you're learning, and it will just set up everything else, making everything else easier. What you want to do is, to help get that motion, is use your thigh. Okay, so what you want to do to help get the motion of the Ollie is have your fingerboard on your thigh like this. Get your positioning of your fingers well. And what you want to do is pop the board and on the end of your leg. And what that will do is help get the board flip over like this. And then you just want to scoop it up and then just do the motion of the Ollie like that. Now, what this does is it helps get your hands and fingers coordinated, and get used to the motion of actually doing the Ollie. So yeah, pretty much you just keep doing this. It helps get the motion you need to get how the board feels and how your hand should be going. get faster and less of an angle up to really get the motion down. Once you get the motion better on your thigh, a good way to practice on a flat surface is to kind of do like a fakie ollie and have your hands jolt backwards a bit. That'll get a momentum when you pop the tail, that the board will go more vertical. And when it goes more vertical, it'll be easier for your hands to catch the grip tape and slide it and get your board up. So by doing a fakie and doing a quick backwards motion, you will be able to get easier grip on your board and get your ollies down. And once you get that comfortable, then just take it normally where you roll forward and just take it from there. Another good way to help you learn how to ollie is take something really small and try to just ollie over it. And what that'll do is help you get more height. You can also try ollieing onto it. Just like maybe if you have some CDs, you could just stack the CD cases and just like keep going higher and higher. That'll help you get a better, higher, more consistent ollie. That's pretty much all I could say on how to do the ollie. It's pretty much just practice, practice, practice. You want to make sure you get the motion of your hands and your fingers well, and you just want to keep practicing going on to higher and over higher obstacles, and that'll really help. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode of Learn to Fingerboard coming up soon. So see you guys next time. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and later.